Hello, coin collectors out there. Welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. In today's video, we're actually going to switch it up a little bit and look at this banknote from the country of Canada. Now, as you can see, this is a $2 banknote. You might be more familiar with this side of the banknote right here. This one is dated 1954 and says Ottawa down here at the very bottom. As you can see, it's in a very poor shape. This was bought very inexpensively, but I wanted to get it so that I could show it off to you and show you what a Canadian $2 banknote looks like. Now, this is an interesting year because this year actually featured what's known as the devil face variety. Now, I'm not an expert in the Canadian banknotes, but I actually don't believe I have the devil face variety. The non-devil face variety is a much more common version. So as far as the devil's face versus the modified portrait, let me get you some information on that. I'll actually zoom in on the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II right here. So if you look at Queen Elizabeth II hair, then you can see a shape that looks like a hook nose, bushy eyebrows, and a snarled lips. This is the identifier for the devil's face note. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I have that right here. All Canadian banknotes from 1954 have a similar face design, only the colors in the back design different between the different denominations, and we'll talk about what the different denominations look like in a little bit. But as far as the devil's face, I don't think I have that. But let's look at the different signers of the banknotes right here. Now, interestingly, there were 4 different signers. We can see the signers' names down here. So like the United States notes, they don't make a new one every single year. What they do whenever there's a change that's needed is that they update these signatures down here. So the 4 different signatures that you might see are Lawson Bowie, Bowie Romansky, Beatty Romansky, and Beatty Coin. So it looks like I've got the Beatty right here, Beattie, and then Romansky on the right side right here. So if I were to look up the price of this, the first thing that I would do is look up the price for this specific signature right here, look at the price guide table for that specific bill, and then look at the quality of the bill itself. Now, unfortunately, mine's got a huge tear in it, but that was good news for you guys because it meant that I was able to pick it up for quite cheap and then make a video about it. If yours is in a almost uncirculated condition, I would definitely recommend putting it in a little plastic case so you can take much better care of it. But as far as that goes, that can be worth a significant amount of money in that kind of condition. Now, again, will depend on the signature, the rarity of the signature, as well as the prefix that you see right here in these 2 letters right here. So those are 2 things that you will look for when determining the value of your bill. Now, I'll flip it over. Actually, we'll just show you kind of one look at the entire bill itself, and then we'll flip it over so you can see what's on the reverse, and I'll talk to you about the different reverses associated with the Canadian banknotes from 1954. So we flipped it over right here. Now, the different banknotes that exist for 1954, there is the $1, the $2, the $5, the $10, the $20, $50, $100, and guess what? The 1,000 banknote. So as far as the different reverses, now keep in mind that the reverses will change. The colors will also change. So the $1, for the $1 note, it was actually 2 different reverses that were made. One was made starting 1967, but for 1954, let's stick with that one. For 1954, the banknote will be, for the $1, will be green, and on the reverse, it will feature a Sasquatchian prairie. So that will be on the reverse for the $1 green banknote. The $2 will be a terracotta color, and then on the reverse, which is what we see right here, it will be a country scene of Richmond, Quebec. Now on the $5, that will be blue, will feature Ottawa Falls of the Yukon on the reverse. The $10 will be purple. It will feature Mount Burgess of British Columbia. The $20 will be olive green and feature a winter landscape of the mountains in Quebec. The $50 will be orange and feature a beach, the Lakeport Beach of Nova Scotia. The $100 will be brown. That will feature Anaquana Lake. And the $1,000 bill, which it's pretty extreme and pretty unbelievable that there's actually a $1,000 bill that was being made in 1954. That will be a rose pink color and will feature the Lasan Anna Saint Jean in Quebec. So I'm not sure what exactly that is. It looks like kind of a river or a lake. But if you're familiar with Canada, you'll probably know what the Lasan Saint Jean in Quebec. That's the reverse design for the $1,000 bill. But the one you're looking at right here, the terracotta colored, features a $2 country scene from Richmond, Quebec. Now, it's hard to talk about the Canadian $2 bills without taking a look at these ones right here. So we will zoom in. I've got this one. This is just your standard toonie. Features a polar bear on the reverse. And I've got this cool commemorative coin right here featuring the Northern Lights. What's special about this one is that it is colorized. So it is a little bit darker than when I recorded a separate video about this one right here. So I'm going to try and hit the lights and see if we can actually see the glow-in-the-dark features that should be present right here. Well, we can kind of see them a little bit. So see the Northern Lights right here in the reverse. In the field of the coin, we see the Northern Lights right there. You can see it's glowing a little bit. And now I'm going to power back up all my different lights and lamps that I've got going on right here to get enough light for the shot, and we'll zoom out. So this is a very cool glow-in-the-dark commemorative coin. This one came out in 2017, features the Northern Lights. What your standard issue one, which is this one right here, let me zoom in on it for you. So this one is dated 1996. 96, of course, is the first year that they came out. The highest mintage year is going to be 1996. So if you've got any of them, chances are it's going to be this one right here. The mintages for 1996 were 375,483,000. So that was by far the highest year of mintage. The other years of mintage were 97, in which there were 16 million, 98, there were only 5 million, 2001, there were 11 million, and 2003, there were 7 million. But none of those other years compare to the year 1996. So we flipped it over. On the reverse side is the polar bear. It's along a edge of ice. And it's surrounded with the face value, which is $2, and then Canada up at the top right there. All right, and we are zooming out. And so let's quickly recap this one right here. This is the $2 paper banknote from Canada, dated 1954. Because of the large tear going down the center of it, unfortunately, it will only be worth maybe a little bit more than face value. If you're in Canada, it's probably worth just face value. But if you're like me and live in the United States, you'll have to pay a little bit of a premium for it. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. If you are into coin collecting, both United States, Canadian, or even foreign coins, please do check out some of the other videos on this channel. Thank you very much, everyone, and best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy!